A male narrator investigates a string of murders where each victim is an adult who had been a bully in school. The killings feature toy parts and elf-like signatures. As he traces the pattern through yearbooks and old memories, he discovers a solitary, vengeful elf who keeps a nice and cruel ledger. The elf believes he must punish those who broke children. The narrator confronts the elf, learns his own name is on the list, and escapes with a confession. The ending remains ambiguous and chilling. The elf is not finished. Chapter 1. The First Toy. I found the first body on a cold December night, the kind of night that makes the breath hang like ghosts. The house was lit with cheap plastic reindeer and a blinking Santa on the roof. Inside, the dining table was set for a family that never returned. The man on the floor had been one of my old classmates. His face was peaceful, almost ridiculous with its holiday sweater pulled over his shoulders. Scattered around him were shredded toy parts. Tiny plastic soldiers, buttons, and a ribbon tied in a way that looked deliberate, almost ceremonial. People called it a twisted prank at first. Kids in elf hats, a local weirdo, a jealous husband. I wasn't convinced. My job was recording stories, true crime, local legends, and something about the careful placement of the toys and the old yearbook photo pinned next to his head told me this wasn't random. The note found near the stove read simply, "Remember." Chapter 2. Pages turned. I dug through records, yearbooks yellowing like old teeth. Every victim had something in common. They were all named in a decade-old spread of jerks and jocks, children who had made other lives miserable. Names circled, comments scribbled in margins. Nothing you would expect a killer to find unless they had an old, slow way of keeping score. Neighbors whispered about an elf seen near one of the houses, a small figure in green slipping between snowbanks. A security camera caught a blur, too small to be a man. My producer laughed it off, but something else gnawed at me. Why would anyone keep a list of those names? Why hold on to the memory of being cruel? Chapter 3. A Parade in a Shadow. I stood on the curb at the holiday parade, thinking I'd see nothing more than mounts and marching bands. Then I saw it, a small head bobbing among tall boots, a flash of green. The figure moved with a quiet purpose, watching, not waving. When I followed, it slipped into an alley and vanished. The alley led to a locked gate, an abandoned toy warehouse with a faded sign that read North Star Toys. A name that felt like a bad joke. The warehouse door was rusted but not bolted. Inside, every surface was covered with half-made toys and a single tiny chair. There was a ledger, the kind you keep when you believe memory is justice. Names were written in careful, spidery script with reasons beside them. Pushed Tommy into the river. Laughed when Sarah tried to speak. Said she'd be alone for Christmas. Dates were added after each name, dates that matched the deaths. Chapter 4. The Elf Speaks. He wasn't an elf in the storybook way. He was small, gaunt, and somehow older than his size implied. His eyes were a bitter, tired red. He spoke in a voice that had the sing-song cadence of a storytime reader, and he smiled like someone announcing bad news. "I keep the lists," he said. "Santa has a list for gifts. Someone has to keep the list for the ones who took childhood. They were not nice." He told me about a boy named Tommy who had drowned because he was pushed and no one helped. He kept Tommy's photograph in a drawer and spoke of the child's empty pockets as if they were a promise he'd made. They forgot. I don't forget. He showed me how he punished small, precise acts that fit the crime. A laced ribbon around a neck, a toy that becomes a weapon. It wasn't random anger. It was punishment measured against what had been done. Chapter 5. The Name on the Page. I should have turned the ledger over to the police, but I wanted him to explain how he could know some things only a classmate would know. Maybe I wanted the confession. When I flipped a page, my heart stopped. My own name was there, and beneath it a date scribbled a little way off in the future. "I remember you," he whispered. He recited a memory I'd hoped no one remembered. A mean joke I had told in a locker room. A shove that left a girl crying. It was small, stupid, cruel. Time had worn it into a thing I didn't think about anymore. He had not forgotten. We argued. He said he was fixing a balance. I told him justice belonged to the living and to the courts, that revenge only made ghosts of us all. He tilted his head as if I had given him a new toy to examine. Chapter 6. The Confession and the Box. I left with a recording of his confession and a trembling promise to hand it to the police. I ran to my car with snow in my boots and the sound of a small laugh in my ears. The police came the next day and found the workshop empty, the ledger gone, but the recording was on my phone. A clean, steady confession about names, reasons, and a belief that he was Santa's understudy for vengeance. 2 days later, a small wrapped box appeared on my doorstep. Inside was a chipped toy soldier and a scrap of paper with 2 words. I remember. The video we released put pressure on the town, and detectives swore they were close. But nights have a way of swallowing sound, and sometimes in the quiet I hear the soft clink of small wooden toys being set in place. If you were ever cruel and think you left it behind in the halls of a school, look twice at the boxes under your tree. If you keep the memory of having hurt someone, be careful how you carry it. Some lists don't forgive. If you like this story, please subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, give this video a like, comment your thoughts below, and share this video with friends who love dark holiday stories.